From heights that nearly touch the clouds, the eagle dives with the authority of a sky-dominating predator. On the ground below, a single moment of delay can place any target in a vulnerable position. Its extraordinary vision allows it to lock onto a target before the other animal even senses the approaching presence. What makes the eagle one of the most formidable aerial predators in the wild? Few birds can turn the sky into a domain of their own, quite like the eagle. More than 60 species are found across high mountains, dense forests, and vast lakes and coastlines. From above, it fixes its gaze on a target with remarkable precision, waiting for the right moment to descend. Its wings press through the air, talons extend, and speed becomes the defining advantage of a ruler of the skies. For this reason, the eagle is not only a symbol of strength, but also a vital link in maintaining the balance of nature. Across cold grasslands and the edges of rocky mountains, the eagle does not limit itself to small prey. At times, it faces ground-based rivals, where territory, food, and instinct intersect. With a wingspan exceeding about 7 feet, it turns the sky into a vantage point, waiting for the right moment to move in. Wolves stand out for endurance, strength, and the ability to travel for miles across open terrain. But when a lone individual becomes exposed in open space, that advantage can fade within seconds. The eagle uses that brief moment to descend from behind, relying on speed and an estimated grip force of around 500 pounds in its talons to create sudden pressure. With a coyote, the situation becomes more tense around a recently claimed meal. This adaptable predator does not easily give up a meal. It pivots quickly, displays a powerful jaw, and reacts decisively when the eagle comes too close. Against an opponent ready to respond, the eagle often lifts back into the air, keeping its wings clear of danger. It is this respect for distance that allows each predator to maintain its place within the shared sky of survival. Within the dense green layers of the South American rainforest, the harpy eagle does not need open skies to assert its dominance. It becomes a shadow of the canopy, where light is filtered through leaves, and every tree trunk forms a natural barrier. With talons reaching up to 5 inches in length, it is built for hunting in tight spaces. Its first rivals are monkeys, masters of movement through branches that remain constantly alert while foraging. With a shorter, rounded wingspan of about 6.5 feet, the harpy eagle moves through multiple canopy layers with powerful yet controlled wing beats. It follows the cover of foliage, holds just enough distance, then suddenly accelerates. The approach is brief and precise, leaving little time for the target to react or move away from the branch. But the harpy eagle does not focus on monkeys alone. It also watches for tree-dwelling animals, or a sloth clinging quietly among high branches. These animals rely not on speed, but on blending into the forest itself. The eagle must read the openings in the leaves, choose the right angle, and act at the exact moment. Here, power is not defined by noise, but by silence before the decisive moment. And with young waiting in the nest, each successful hunt becomes part of the cycle that sustains life within the rainforest. In Kasanka, Zambia, the fruiting season turns the forest into a living storm. More than 10 million fruit bats fill the canopy, creating a constant rush of wings and the heavy scent of ripe fruit in the air. For the crowned eagle, this is not just a time of abundance. It is a critical moment for the young waiting high in the nest. As dusk settles, the bats begin to leave their roost in the swamp forest. They can travel up to about 55 miles in a single night in search of food. But before darkness fully covers the canopy, the mother eagle is already in position. It does not rush into the chaos. It waits along the edge of the swarm, where a single misstep can briefly expose an individual. Then an opening appears. The crowned eagle lowers its altitude, gliding just above the leaves and compressing the hunt into a few intense seconds. In the tight forest, a slight error in angle can cost the opportunity. But this time, the timing is right. It breaks away from the swirling mass of bats and returns to the nest with food. In the forests of Africa, survival belongs to those who wait for the right moment. The sky does not only grant the eagle the freedom of flight, it also challenges it with the unforgiving limits of gravity. To hold its place as a ruler, it must learn to take on formidable targets. Mountain goats are masters of the cliffs. Their split hooves allow them to grip ledges only a few inches wide. With strong bodies often weighing over 60 pounds, more than 5 times the weight of an eagle, fully grown individuals are rarely easy targets. Yet in rugged terrain, those that become separated from the group create rare openings for an aerial hunter to use. A single miscalculated descent can become a costly lesson. When an eagle targets an adult goat along a steep slope, speed and incline can quickly turn advantage into risk. An approach that is too abrupt may cause its wings to strike the terrain, forcing it to lose control of its angle and break away. As late afternoon settles over the mountainside, the herd begins to regroup after a day of feeding. This time, the eagle does not rely on strength alone. With a dive exceeding about 150 miles per hour, It uses gravity along the edge of the cliffs to place the target at a disadvantage. Just a few seconds are enough to turn the terrain into an ally. The intelligence to harness the forces of nature for survival becomes an unseen crown, affirming the enduring position of a true highland ruler. On open grasslands, the hare is a small target, but never an easy one to approach. It survives through speed, constant awareness, and sudden changes in direction. When it senses danger, it can accelerate to around 40 miles per hour, turning a few brief seconds into a high-risk chase. For the golden eagle, the hare is an important source of energy across many habitats. In some breeding season studies, black-tailed jackrabbits make up a large portion of its diet, highlighting their role in sustaining this aerial predator. But high value does not mean an easy hunt. Each descent requires careful judgment of wind direction, distance, and the prey's zigzag path. In Idaho, the golden eagle's success rate is only about 20%, showing that every success demands patience. From the grasslands of North America to the dry heat of Africa, the eagle's challenges shift with each type of prey. Wild boars are known for their resilience, equipped with sharp tusks that cause many predators to stay cautious. For this reason, the martial eagle rarely engages directly. Opportunities often come from a young individual separated from the group, or one that briefly slows while crossing open ground. From above, the eagle reads movement before acting. It does not prevail through strength alone, but through timing, angle, and surprise. On the grasslands, every hunt becomes a test between the prey's speed and the predator's intelligence. Across dry grasslands, one of the greatest sources of unease often comes from creatures without legs. Their defense lies within the mouth, neurotoxic venom that causes many predators to keep their distance. But for the brown snake eagle, that risk does not disappear. It is managed through distance, speed, and timing. This eagle hunts a wide range of snakes, from puff adders and boomslangs to cobras and black mambas. Some of these encounters turn every approach into a test of survival. Its advantage is not complete immunity, but a body adapted to reduce risk, dense feathering around the legs, and tough scales that help limit exposure during sudden reactions. On land, the brown snake eagle often watches from a high perch or an open rise, waiting for a snake to leave cover. Along the coastal regions of Malaysia, the rhythm changes. Sea snakes, often reaching around 5 feet in length, surface briefly to breathe or rest on warm rocks. In those short moments, a sea eagle can use its aerial advantage to move in. In the natural world, success does not belong to the most reckless, but to those who understand the exact moment to act. The air across the savannah grows heavy as a golden figure cuts through the wind. The lion closes in with cold precision, instinct, and relentless pressure in every movement. The more the target loses composure, the clearer the advantage of the savannah's ruler becomes. If another predator moves too close, that dominance quickly turns into a warning. When the encounter erupts, the savannah leaves no room for a single mistake. The ambush master that even the king of the savannah must respect is none other than the Nile crocodile. Hidden near the water's edge, it reads every vibration across the river through highly sensitive pressure sensors around its jaws, waiting for prey to step into the danger zone. With a body reaching more than 16 feet and a bite force of around 3,700 pounds per square inch, the crocodile turns the boundary between land and water into an unpredictable domain. Encounters often become more tense during the dry season, when water levels drop and crocodiles may spend longer periods on land. In that moment, the balance begins to shift toward the big cats. The lion pride does not rush in recklessly. Instead, it applies pressure through numbers. A few individuals keep closing the distance, while others block the path back to the water. The standoff becomes almost breathless. If the crocodile manages to slide back into the water, it has a chance to escape the pressure. But if it is kept too far from the bank, the weight and coordination of the lion pride can shift the balance firmly in their favor. Even so, lions must also live alongside the water, where every step can carry risk, especially when cubs need to cross a river. Water does not only sustain life, it also decides who holds power along the boundary between two worlds. In that place, both the lion and the crocodile survive by one rule: adapt to preserve balance. Unlike the loud authority of the lion, the leopard chooses silence. Hidden beneath dense foliage, this predator weighs around 130 pounds and turns solitude into an advantage. It survives through camouflage, a rosette-patterned coat, sharp vision, and movements that are almost soundless. When it spots a lion from a distance, the leopard can sprint at around 35 miles per hour, then climb more than 20 feet into a tree to create a temporary boundary. There, it does not need to confront the threat. It only needs to keep its distance and wait for the right moment to disappear from sight. But on the savannah, the line between predator and pressured target is always fragile. If a lion pride discovers it at close range, The escape routes on the ground quickly narrow. The lions spread out to apply pressure, while the male uses his muscular build to create an overwhelming advantage. Faced with that formation, the leopard has only one wise choice: leave the meal behind, conserve energy, and move away from danger. Beneath the wild sky, no place remains safe forever. Sometimes survival does not come from victory, but from knowing when to leave before it is too late. Across the open grasslands of Africa, the cheetah stands as a symbol of pure speed. With a slender body weighing around 120 pounds, long legs, and semi-retractable claws, it can grip the ground well while accelerating. Within only a few seconds, a cheetah can reach around 70 miles per hour, leaving many small hoofed animals with little chance to escape a perfectly timed burst of speed. But that speed always comes with a physiological cost. After each chase, the cheetah's body heats up quickly, its breathing becomes intense, and it must rest to recover energy. Those moments of rest often become its most dangerous window. From close range, a male lion notices the smaller predator with its guard down. Normally, the cheetah relies on speed to move away from risk. But when the distance closes too quickly, that advantage no longer has enough time to take effect. With an estimated bite force of around 650 pounds per square inch, the lion creates overwhelming pressure in a single explosive moment. During post-hunt confrontations, cheetahs are often at a disadvantage against stronger competitors. That is why they must feed quickly, leave at the right moment, and stay alert to every movement around them. On the savannah, speed opens the door to opportunity, but awareness is what keeps that opportunity alive. African wild dogs are enduring strategists of the savannah. Although they weigh only around 80 pounds, far smaller than lions, they make up for it with tireless legs, strong social coordination, and an almost absolute pack mentality. That unity has made them known for a hunting success rate close to 80%, higher than many larger predators such as lions or leopards. Normally, lions and wild dogs avoid direct confrontation because both understand the cost of conflict. But when a pack becomes too focused on pursuing prey, it may sometimes enter the territory of a male lion by mistake. With one short burst of speed near 50 miles per hour, a lion can scatter the wild dog formation. The slowest individual may be forced out of formation by the territorial pressure of the dominant predator. For the lion, it is a way to defend land, food, and control. Even a wild dog denning area can become risky if a lion appears while the pack is off guard. However, the lion's advantage is never absolute. When a lioness moves alone or must protect her young, the wild dog pack may gather into formation, circle quickly, and apply pressure through rapid barking. The goal is not reckless confrontation, but to force the rival away from the pack's safe zone. On the savannah, strength creates power, but pack discipline is what helps wild dogs protect tomorrow. Amid the muddy rivers and humid wetlands of Africa, the hippopotamus stands as an unpredictable force. With a massive body weighing around 3,000 pounds and thick skin built for harsh conditions, it dominates the boundary between water and mud. Its powerful territorial instinct creates danger even for agile animals like impalas, especially when panic drives them into deep water or unstable marshland. As a group of male lions approaches the river to cross towards the opposite bank, the surface appears calm for only a moment. Suddenly, a hippo rises from the water and charges forward with a clear warning display. Thanks to quick reflexes, one lion rapidly retreats to shore, escaping the danger by only a narrow margin. But another lion remains hidden on a rock in the middle of the river. The hippo notices the movement and opens its enormous jaws once again, delivering a warning that cannot be misunderstood. Within the water's territory, the lion is no longer the one in control. As night begins to fall, the balance slowly changes. The hippo moves away from the water and leaves behind the protection it knows best, traveling onto land alone. Across short distances, it can reach speeds of nearly 20 miles per hour, but endurance is no longer an absolute advantage. The lions coordinate from behind and along both sides, using collective pressure to wear down the giant's resistance. Even so, not every hunt involving a hippo reaches a conclusion. Just one precise reaction from jaws, estimated at nearly 1,800 pounds per square inch, is enough to force any challenger to reconsider. Along the shifting boundary between water and land, power changes hands with every step. If the lion symbolizes power across the savannah, then the hyena represents endurance, coordination, and opportunity. One side relies on explosive strength and the authority of the pride. The other depends on numbers, stamina, and the ability to read situations with remarkable speed. Because both compete for territory, prey, and position within the food chain, these two species have become long-standing rivals. When a pride of lionesses completes a successful hunt, hyenas often begin watching from a distance. Rapid calls bring more individuals into the area, turning scattered figures into a growing circle of pressure. They do not rush in recklessly. Instead, they spread out, divide directions, and apply constant pressure to disrupt the lion's rhythm. With a bite force often estimated at around or above 1,000 pounds per square inch, the hyena is powerful enough to earn caution from almost any competitor. As the pressure increases, lionesses may sometimes retreat from the meal, especially when hyenas greatly outnumber them and no male lion is nearby. But if a fully grown male arrives, the balance can shift very quickly. Through superior strength and territorial presence, it often causes the hyena formation to break apart. In response, male lions remain highly alert to isolated individuals and groups of hyenas moving close to the pride's territory. On the savannah, victory does not always belong to the strongest. It belongs to the species that understands the cost of every advance. Not every hunt ends in success, but each one leaves behind a lesson. The eagle understands when to close in, when to keep its distance, and when to pull away. It is this instinctive intelligence that allows it to endure in a constantly changing world. If you appreciate stories of strength and instinct, leave a like. Subscribe to continue the journey into the wild skies with us.